Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. The honestly apostles and elders bear millstone and well. And salutations to the brethren of four corners of the earth, pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. This is Ralph from Great Millstone, Wisconsin. I just wanted to say a few words concerning deliverance and faith. I just got some, earlier today, got some good news from a brother in the camp that's going through a lot of straits. And basically, the Lord is delivering him out of the situation that he's in. And just like, you know, the main deliverance was being not only delivered from our situations, but being delivered out of Babylon. The point is that deliverance comes with the keeping of the faith. Deliverance comes with keeping of the faith. Not wavering. When you're in adversity, keeping the faith of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Matter of fact, because there's a scripture here that is actually one of my favorites. This is Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10. It says, "If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small." And when you look at fainting, meaning giving up. When you go into the tools, you have the Hebrew rapah, which means to sink, relax, sink down, let drop, be disheartened. Disheartened. That's the key word here. So if you're disheartened if you are disheartened in the day of adversity, your strength is small, man. Because one, you have to recognize that it's a trial that you're going through for the Lord to try your faith. And two, you have to have that faith in the Lord that He's going to bring you through whatever situation that you are in. So it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. It's a give and take relationship with the Lord. Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. You have to keep your faith in Him, and He will help you with all of your endeavors and everything that you need in life. A lot of brothers, we like going to Sirach 2 a lot of the times, and when you go into Sirach 2, it talks about being tempted, but above all with being tempted is one key aspect, which is keeping your faith, because Yahweh Bashim Al Shai is not going to let you suffer anything that, above that you're able to handle, So this is Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." So you how do you say it? You set your heart to prophesy in order to do the work of the Lord. You have to know that perilous situations are going to try you. That'll come your way. So set thy heart aright and constantly endure. So constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. Meaning don't panic and make presumptuous decisions, man. You have to endure and you have to keep the faith. It says, "Cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." And that's what we're looking for, right? In the time of deliverance, we're looking to be increased. Increase with what? Increase with riches in the kingdom. "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate." So whatever happens to you in this lifetime, take it cheerfully. Why? Because you're being chastised. And the Lord doesn't chastise someone who He doesn't love. It says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." So there's this metaphor is, likening our spirit unto gold, man. When a goldsmith puts gold in a fire to purify it, to make sure that it's on 100% gold, or make sure it's pure gold. That's exactly what Yahweh Bashim El Shai is doing to you. When He puts you through these perilous situations. It says, "Believe in Him and He will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in Him." And really, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do most of the time, man. All of the time, is trust in the Lord, man. You're going through something that you can't quite, figure out how to navigate, or you don't know what to do. Just leave it to the Lord, man. You pray to Yahweh Bashim Shai, You know, as you actively look for a solution to the problem, man. You know, it says, "Ye that fear the Lord, wait for His mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall." You know, meaning patience. You know, it says, "Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken? Or whom did He ever despise that called upon Him?" And that's correct, man. Everybody that called upon the Lord was delivered in some way, shape, or form. You know, and I'll get a couple of those examples, man. I get an example of King David, you know, and I'll get an example of Elisha. You know, it says, "For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction." You know, so the Lord saves in time of affliction, man. You know, and that's the point, and that's the point I'll stop at. You know, in Sirach 2. But this is a great chapter to read, man. If you're lacking faith, you know, the Lord said, if you're lacking anything, you know, ask in His name, and He will give it you. You know, so it said, He saveth in time of affliction, man. You know, and that's heavy. You know, that's real heavy. He saves you in time of affliction as long as you trust in Him, man. You know, and that's what 2/3 of our people can't do. You know, they can't trust in the Lord. They trust in Egypt, man. You know, and because of that, they're going to be put to death on this side, and they won't get to be the first fruits of the kingdom and receive the kingdom first. You know, but as long as we trust in Him, we will receive that. We will receive that blessing, man. Because when you go into 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, you know, when the Assyrian Empire was rising up and coming against Israel, you know, the king of Assyria sent for Elisha, and you know, this is the story of what happened. This is 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, in the 14th verse. It says, "Therefore sent he hither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about." Now this is talking about the king of Assyria. You know, who sent all those chariots to find Elisha. It says, "And when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them." You know, and that's one thing and that's heavy in itself, man. You know, we have more allies on our side than any force in this world, man. Because our force, the ultimate force, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, it says, "And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha." You know, and I'm pretty sure brothers that's watching can really guess what those chariots of fire were, man. You know, the chariots of the Most High, the so-called UFOs, man. You know, which we know them to be IFOs. You know, because they are identified by the scriptures, man. It says, "And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed with the Lord and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha." You know, so Elisha prayed to smite them with blindness, and it happened, man. You know, because he kept his faith in the Lord in a dire situation. The Lord showed His power, man. You know, He showed the chariots and the angels round about. You know, that's why He said, "They that be with us are more than they that be with them." You know, no matter how many forces are against you, we have the ultimate power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, on our side, man. You know, and it's a little something called hope, man. You know, that's why we hope and we pray to get delivered, man. And as long as we keep the faith, just like Elisha did, we'll be delivered out of the current situation that we call Babylon the Great. It says, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 24. It says, "For if we are saved," Slakia, it says, "For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for?" Right, because it's right in front of you. So you don't appreciate it, when it's given to you. You know, if you can see it and it's tangible, and when you finally get it, you're not really satisfied with it. You don't even really want it. You know, but the kingdom of heaven is something that we hope for because we can't see it. You know, we can't see, uh, streets paved with gold. We can't see beautiful vineyards and untampered nature. You know, but that's what we hope for because it's something. It's an idea planted so far in our minds that we believe that this is something that's way better than our current situation, man. That's what we need. That's what we want. You know, it says, but if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. You know, so we're hoping for the kingdom of heaven. We don't see it, but we're waiting on it, man, because we have all of this proof and this evidence through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai and the scriptures that this is something that will come to pass. You know, so it says, then do we with patience wait for it. So we suffer in this current time, waiting on the Lord to deliver us, man. Why? Because we're prisoners. This is Zechariah 9:12 says, "Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee." So the Lord is going to render double unto our enemies. But it says we are prisoners of hope. And the stronghold is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You know, so we're prisoners of hope, meaning we have to hope. We have to wait for something better than Babylon, man. You know, there's got to be something better than eating GMOs every day. There's got to be something better than you know, being scared of being gunned down by the police every day, man. There's got to be something better than seeing our people gunned down by the police every day. Seeing our people being depressed and depravity. And being so far behind in the wealth gap that poverty is second nature to Jake, man. You know, but what the Lord did for King David, He did a lot for King David. Reason being is because King David kept the faith, man. And he that's why he was called a man after the Most High's heart. He did whatever he could to basically make the Most High love him. You know, and that's what we should be striving to do as men of the Lord. That's what we're striving to do. And the Lord bestowed unto King David, great blessings to do great things. This is 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 29. It says, "For thou art my lamp, O Lord, and the Lord will lighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop." Meaning in war. He's basically a one-man army. "By the Most High have I leaped over a wall." And this is in the ancient world, so think back to the movie Troy. When they came from Greece and they went to challenge Hector in the city of Troy, and they were outside the city walls. See how high those walls were? So King David leapt over a wall. That's how do you call it? That's tens of feet high. It says, "As for the Most High, His way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in Him. For who is the Most High save the Lord? And who is a rock save our power?" So the Lord is a shield to everybody that trusts Him. Why do you think? I read to you in 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, about Elisha. When the king of Assyria came for him, and he was shown the power of the Most High, and he was saved, he was delivered. He was shielded. It says, "The Most High is my strength and power, and He maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places." So King David could run, he could jump, all through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 35 says, "He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms." So he made his bones as hard as steel, man. So He made them tough. These are all the things that the Lord did for King David, man. Just by what? King David having faith. And King David, being in order, man. It says, "Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness hath made me great." So So we will be made great once again, man. In the kingdom. You know, we will be made great once again in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why the scriptures talk about in Amos 9 in the 11th chapter. I mean, 9th chapter and 11th verse, that the kingdom, the King David's tabernacle should be risen as in the days of old. You know, He will make us great again. Man. This is the real greatness being in the making. Man. Of Israel. So I just wanted to say a few words on deliverance and keeping the faith. And Lord willing, I hope you brothers are edified. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and Ellsbury Millstone who were well, and salutations to the brethren in the four corners of the earth, pushing the word and truth and in sincerity. Shalom.